Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Unit Lost. I am Stylosa. Now we know Symmetra's rework is coming, hopefully, next week, or at least it's coming in the near future. Now I'm a little bit disappointed because I was hoping we were going to get this yesterday. I was also hoping as well we got the LFG and the endorsement system, but I think that was wishful thinking. Symmetra is a little bit buggy on the PTR right now, and I think there's a lot of underlying work that needs to be done with the endorsement system and the LFG tool. However, when those hit, it's going to be Overwatch 2.0. It's going to be great. Anyway, let's talk about the next hero to get reworked. Let's talk about good old Torbjorn, because I don't think we've really had a discussion on where they could take this hero. Now, we've actually got some clues, because if we look at the way they're going with Symmetra, it's pretty clear what's happening. So, firstly, there's no longer a defense class. Everything, you've got tank, you've got support, and then all the defensive and the offensive heroes have been put together into the DPS class, which just means that they do damage per second, which means that they kill the enemy, which has always been the case. I mean, when you think of Widow, it was kind of stupid that Widow was even in the defense category. She's a sniper. She kills people. Like, how is that defense? Like, what is she protecting? Nobody. She's killing everybody. Well, I guess you could argue killing everybody is kind of like best form of defense is offense. Anyway, moving on, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to see a more offensive-orientated Torbjorn. I can pretty much guarantee that. I don't think we're going to see a support Torbjorn. We're not going to see a tank Torbjorn. It's probably going to be a DPS Torbjorn because that fits his archetype. He does damage, but he does damage in a weird way, although he's got a little bit of defense. Now, this is the weird thing with Torb. Torb has got the armor packs. Torb has got the turret. This means Torb is kind of okay in certain team comps. He's okay on certain maps where he can maybe lock down an area with a turret. He can provide armor to his team. He's quite sturdy himself when he gets into combat, especially close range with alternate fire. And his ultimate is sort of like, it super beefs up Torb and makes his turret super powerful. And that's kind of it. It's a bit boring to use, but we'll get onto that in a second. So that's what Torb is. He's a bit offensive, he's a bit defensive. I think what we're going to see is probably what they've done to Symmetra, where there's a couple of key things here. They make the hero faster to play. Now, what I mean by that is they sort of beef up almost like the flow of the hero. Look at old Symmetra, well, Symmetra 2.0, compared to Symmetra 3.0 that we've got on the PTR right now. Well, she deploys turrets at range. That adds another layer to her gameplay. No longer does she have a lock-on weapon, so it's more difficult for her to actually do damage. Her alternate fire is different. It's faster. Notice it's faster. Her ultimate is completely different. Locks off half the map. And honestly, I think Symmetra's ultimate is going to be really good against Widowmaker, because what can Widow do through that? She can literally do nothing. She'll just be taken out of the fight. That's going to be insane. Anyway, how will this affect what's going to happen to Torbjorn? Well, I think, now all of this is conjecture and it's all wild speculation, but I think we're probably going to see a move away from slow kind of mechanics. Torb dropping his turret and building the turret is a boring-ass mechanic. Standing there, smashing it with the hammer, yeah, all right, it kind of fits the fantasy. Yeah, I'm building, Swedish engineering, and all that. It's great, it's fine, but it's boring as hell. So I think that's got to go. Now, where did it go with this? Do we get different types of turrets? Or do we get faster deploying turrets, but we get more of them? This might be the way they go. Almost like mini sentry turrets. So kind of like Symmetra's turrets in a way, but different. Maybe they're, a longer range hit scan kind of weapon in some capacity. Maybe it's a projectile turret. Maybe it's a turret which does different things. Maybe you can build different turrets that do like different stuff. So you've got a slow turret, kind of similar to Symmetra's, but you'd have like one which slows, one which maybe buffs your team, one which is maybe like a little sensor drone like Hanzo. But again, the problem is with all of that, he's kind of borrowing off existing heroes, and maybe that's not a path they want to go down. So let's talk about new abilities, and like all of this is crazy. It's complete wild speculation. I want you guys to go crazy in the comments below. But I'd like it if Torb could build like traps, but like booby traps, not like a Junkrat, it catches your trap. No, we're not talking that. We're talking like Claymore mines, ladies and gentlemen, stuff like that. Tripwires, crazy stuff. That, to me, would be pretty cool for Torb. I don't know how that would fit into the game, but I think, honestly, it's crucial that when they're looking at reworking heroes, and they're totally doing this, because if you look at Symmetra, and I covered this in yesterday's video, but Symmetra is fun to play. Who knows if she's OP, who knows if she's whatever, or she just doesn't work at all, but she is much more fun to play than the older Symmetra. Much like McCree. McCree kind of needs a fun pass. Well, I'm hoping that's what they do with Torb, make him more interactive, make him more fun to play, then worry about the sort of power levels of the hero. So imagine if the large turret was removed and we have mini turrets. That could be pretty good. Imagine if he's got a Claymore mine. What I think, though, is Torb needs a new ultimate. His ultimate is bloody crap, right? It's really, really crap. Like, you drop the turret, you build it to level 2, a big fight breaks out, you press Q or your ultimate button, you turn into like Super Torb, you've got increased fire rate, you've got more armor, your turret is now level 3. So, yeah, your turret's not going to die in the fight. It's going to pull out good DPS. You're going to pull out good DPS. Typically, what happens when you use this ultimate is you just rush into people and start alternate fire and just start deleting tanks and stuff like that. It's a bit boring. Like, I think it'd be great if Torb had, like... Now, this is the Transformers fan in me coming out. And by the way, the old Transformers, the proper Transformers, ladies and gentlemen. You go and Google Transformers the movie, and you Google Galvatron. That is what I want. I want Torb to turn into Galvatron, right? I want him to convert himself into a gun turret. And that would be so cool. Maybe it'll be a bit similar to Bastion, though. Who knows? But ladies and gentlemen, I want you to go crazy in the comments below. What would you do with a Torbjorn? I'm going to be really, really interested in reading these comments, because I think the fact is he's going to be a DPS hero, so that means he's going to be less defensive in nature. Maybe they completely get rid of the armor pack. Again, it's kind of a boring mechanic, isn't it? When you look at Brigitte, her repair pack is much more interesting to use than armor pack, because you can just give it to people, whereas Torb, he can't do that. He throws it on the floor and you're hoping that the right people pick it up. You know, we've all been there as Torb, where you want your Mercy to get the armor pack, but you're like Reinhardt takes it. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been Stylosa, and this is Unit Lost. Let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Remember, you can follow me on Twitter, which is @UnitLostGaming, and I will catch you lovely lot on the next one. Toodaloo.